I've seen people who have said that this was the lowest moment of their life. That when they did this to themselves, and they do it under a certain frame of mind, right? They're very angry, they're very depressed, they're very lonely, they feel out of control, and they do this thing that, well, they later regret. They say, I don't ever want to go back to that place.
Check it. A young girl had a passion. Musically, damn, she could sing a voice few would have had. Big dreams in a small room that she had. No mother, abused by her dad, to the point she had to move to a nan at times. He was boozing again, and she knew what that meant. The next day she had a bruise on her leg. A friend seen her at school with a limp. She just gave the same old excuses again. It was exactly the loop that she's in, and made her who that she is now. She ain't doing too well, she's not a beautiful girl. When she looks at herself, she thinks, who in the hell wants me? Her self-esteem is in a very low condition. She's never known love, only ever wished it. Filled with disgust from all the men she's been with. She hits up the streets with her short skirt, top showing cleavage. This is not what beauty looks like. To them she's nothing but a good time, still stuck in a loop. A snowball effect from her father's abuse. Now it's led her into this mess, it's harder to move. That's something that she can't admit. How did it ever come to this? She just needs the money, don't care who she does it with. She just had a baby boy, don't know who the father is, and having him was the only thing that made her smile. But she gave him up, she knows she couldn't raise a child. The mother in her wasn't there. She was not prepared for what was happening next. One night on a corner, someone strangled her neck, stole her cash and then split. The next day no one practically cared. Knowing the full story, they had better things they had to do. Another dead hooker didn't even make the news. That was hers though, that was her story. Here's a story of another boy. He wasn't the best type, a product of the bullshit that's happened in his life. Living in a group home, getting in fist fights. Forget about a sugarcoat, he's never had a sweet life. He's never had a sleep night, waking up at midnight, sorting out the thoughts surrounding his mind. He's had no one there to set him straight, show him the ropes and educate. He's barely had any mates. He was at the point where he thought things could never change, till the day the perfect couple took him in. He was all alone and they loved the look of him, so he started out fresh, but he had him forward and shit. He was the same old shark in a different school of fish. Kicked out of his last one, different school again. Always in the trouble, foster parents had no pull with him. He used to skip class, talk back and just bully peers. Especially this one lad, sick the way he bullied him, cause he was overweight a bit. Picked on him so much to the point, man, one day he split. A few years later, he was hanging with the wrong kids. They were shooting up, in between taking bong hits. It seemed to fill the void every time he'd take a hit, cause life wasn't great and it took away the pain in his. For months now, it just became a daily thing. Parents seen a change in him, short temper, lost a lot of weight and shit. He'd be up late and shit, trying to get on a deal. He hates this reality, he wants it not as real. He finally gets on with a call to his bros, buys more than he normally does. He's feeling a bit different, he wants more of a buzz. He was thinking about the orphanage, how he had to wait on families, and his real folks, they had left him straight and damaged. So he took the needle, aimed it at him and thought of all that made him angry. He overdosed in a matter of seconds. The next day, no one practically cared. Knowing the full story, they had better things they had to do. Another dead addict didn't even make the news. That was his though, that was his story. Here's a story of another lad. He was in a struggle with himself and he felt like he was on the edge. He barely couldn't understand, he never had the upper hand. Folks didn't know what was really going on with him. See, they were well off financially. Mum and dad could see their son following the family dream. they never thought to ask. They knew that's what he planned to be. He felt trapped and weak, he barely shows emotion to his parents, so they don't know why or how he feels about it. The music in his room, the sounds he drowns them out with. He just wants to play guitar, sit around and lounging. He doesn't want that legacy. Now he's second guessing on who the hell he's meant to be. He's crazy and he's just a teen, it makes him want to disappear. The stress at home, let alone at school too. He eats alone, cause that's what he was used to. Picked on by some, they would call him Buddha, and that hit him hard. He knew he could stand to lose some. Awake in his room again, he can't do sleep. At peace with himself, he ain't one who is. Pulls a razor out to touch his wrist. There is pain every day, this is just relief. With the blade he was going to town, he lay motionless now. The next day folks were shocked, found a note on the ground that read, I never had control of this. Who I am, I don't accept. My choices, they don't exist. At peace now I know I am, so don't feel sorry, this is how it's supposed to end.